Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of the Studs Up podcast. I am Garfield. I'm joined as always by SimonSays. If you want to get in contact with us, you can always do that. You can go to our Facebook, just type in Studs Up, we come straight up, or you can go to our website, studsup-football.com. Now we have to apologise because we missed a week of podcast in there. Young SimonSays was over in Thailand doing what he do.
This is I did Muay Thai because it sounds really cool.
That does sound
Not
actually
best man
very
for
cool.
a wedding. That's kind of lame.
No, it's still kind of cool.
You know what? I'm a Muay Thai fighter. I'm world champion. And I was training in Thailand.
World champion.
Yeah, what are you going to say about that? Anything to say?
I'm going to call you a liar, but other than that...
Yeah, well, you'd be right.
Yeah.
Because it's a dead set lie.
Yeah. But
100% lie.
But that's why we missed last week, so we apologise, but
Yeah,
we are
that was my fault.
No,
so
no,
my bad.
It was all good, but you know what? We're going to jump straight into this round because we're going to do a review because we did miss last week, but doesn't matter because we're going to pick it up where we would have otherwise left off.
Correct.
I guess.
Correct.
So let's
Without
get into
further ado.
Yes.
Harvey's still here, so
Harvey
he can join in.
Yeah, Harvey's still around.
if he needs to at any point. So... place to start, obviously, match of the round.
Yes.
Chelsea-Tottenham.
Oof, what a game.
What a game. I mean,
Chelsea looks scary,
I just want to point out that I picked the correct score.
Did you?
Game, and you didn't pick it at all.
No, I did not. I went with a draw.
You went with a draw.
Yeah.
And your theory behind that was what, really, apart from the fact that you don't know anything about football?
No, my theory behind it is I thought that Tottenham's high pressing game would actually put that back three under some pressure.
And the fact that David Luiz sucks.
Is David Luiz, who's somehow...
P.S. He was accountable for that first goal. He was lying down on the floor for 20 minutes. Well,
he missed that tackle on Dele Alli quite stupendously badly.
And that really opened up the space for Eriksen.
That's why I kind of thought, with that high pressing game, I know they're missing Lamella, but Dembele didn't have a good game, which is rare for him, so they didn't really hit their stride. But that was my logic behind the 1-1. I thought, they could go there and get the draw, but... No.
Having said that, though, I do feel that Chelsea were good for their 2-1. I think that 2-1 almost flatters Tottenham.
It does a bit.
I think that they could have won that by more. They had a lot of shots. I mean, looking at Moses' form as well.
Oh,
basically,
where did he come from?
Isn't he a metaphor for the entire Chelsea rise this season? I mean,
yeah.
He's just come out of nowhere and found some form that he couldn't even make the team at Liverpool.
From perennial loanee to first team regular for the champions elect at this stage. I mean, everyone's talking about them like that, but
we're going to we'll talk about it in our preview podcast.
Yeah, we will, yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. However, based on that result, that was a big result in many ways. It finally broke the Tottenham bubble in terms of, because what was papering over the cracks of their poor run form was the undefeated. Well, that's no longer the case.
That's right.
Pressure would be well and truly on.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're not looking that great all of a sudden. I mean, the other interesting thing is, last season, that's where it all came unstuck for Tottenham. I mean, at the bridge when they lost that game, and I think they've got a couple of, some skeletons in their mental closet when it comes to Chelsea because they were so amped for that game and they were all talking about it beforehand in the Champions League when he rested Vertonghen and they're like, no, we're gearing up for Chelsea. By the way, I thought Poch's team lineup was actually a really bad call because he played Wimmer at left back. He's a centre-half.
Oh, he got exposed.
And you know what? So he should. I mean, he shouldn't be playing out there. That's so ridiculous. Not when you've got Vertonghen there. Anyway, I thought he made a bad call.
Very strange. But, all I can say to that is Tottenham are well and truly in, I won't say a crisis, but they have fallen off the back of this group now, and it's going to take some work to get back up there.
They're in a group of one called Fifth.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, they're kind of alone there, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are.
Chelsea look good, though. For me, this is definitely the sort of match where they could have lost.
Yeah.
They didn't. They won.
And they still looked good. And it was their first goal conceded in 600 minutes. Oof.
Which is just insane.
With that defence, that's
so
mental.
Insane. It's so insane. With that defence.
That's with David Luiz in there.
How are they not conceding 6 a game? I don't know.
He's been in amazing form, though. I know that's blasphemous, but he's been looking pretty good.
I mean, the word form and David Luiz should only ever be
prefixed with the word bad.
Yeah, or poor. I would accept poor.
Poor, yeah.
Diabolical,
yeah.
So, no, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with Chelsea. I'm impressed with Conte. I'm impressed with the run that they're on. And I have to agree with you. I've been pretty much unwavering since the start of the season on Man City. Forget the fact that prior to the season I was saying Man United.
Yeah.
That's obviously wrong.
Yeah.
Since I started sticking with City, this is probably the first time that
you're wavering a bit.
I've started wavering and saying, I know Chelsea was going to be up there, but I'm surprised
how quickly it's come together
with this side.
Yeah.
I thought if they bought in January, they might have a really good run home.
Yeah. It looks like he doesn't have to buy now. That's the scary thing.
He will, though.
That. Oh, no,
He'll
definitely
still strengthen the team.
Yeah,
so
he definitely will.
God, what happens next?
Yeah, I could see him just going Fabregas, bye-bye, and just strengthening. Oh, it's going to be brutal.
Because they'll get some pretty pennies for
oh, yeah.
Now, what I do want to ask you, though, is that as much as we've said that, don't you also feel that this is precisely the league where a team like Chelsea, who's found this good run of form, is doing extremely well, could just as easily go 3 games and collect 1 point?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because, I mean, it just takes, for example, they hit a resurgent United side who's bought in January and they found a bit of form again and a bit of motivation and suddenly they get steamrolled 3-0 or something, Yeah.
And then they go out against Borough at,
and they draw 1-1.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you go, damn, where did our form go?
And then they play Arsenal and they lose. And you're thinking, okay, so in 3 games you just picked up 1 point. And suddenly Liverpool's gone past them, City's gone past them, and Arsenal's equal points with them. You're thinking, oh, well, now they're going to do well to hold on to 4th.
Yeah. No, it's one of those years, which is amazing because it makes for good football. But
and the reason I keep thinking that's a possibility with Chelsea specifically is that back 3. Apart from Azpilicueta, Cahill, who's amazing. Apart from Cahill, you've got Cahill and David Luiz, who are I guess minutes away from a calamity at any given time. Yeah. So I just think that I'm not going to call that just yet.
Yeah. The liability men, they're called.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I personally, I feel like they've done extremely well, but I'm not willing to then suddenly jump on that bandwagon just yet. I don't know if you feel the same, though.
No, it's hard with Chelsea because I look at how quickly that team's progressed and how well Conte's done with them, and I think, oh man, if you can do that after 4 months, I'm scared to see what you're going to do after a year.
And the 2 people that scored, Pedro and Moses.
Yeah.
Not the guys you're thinking,
your stars.
Oh, okay, so, they're hitting their straps, therefore the scorers every week must be Costa and Hazard.
Yeah.
No, not Costa, not Hazard.
And that's a really interesting point because they've always relied on those 2 to break games for them. And if you can win tough games like that without those 2 scoring, by the way, Costa just led that line brilliantly. He is he's an outstanding striker.
I hate him.
I know, so do I, but he's unbelievable.
You're right. I don't want to say it. I hate that you're even dragging it out of me. But, I mean, what was I being so stubborn about the other week? You said to give Conte credit, and I'm like, no credit.
No credit.
Well, I want to do the same with Costa, because I hate that guy.
I know, but you can't. He's just so good.
You just want him punched.
Yeah, you definitely want to punch him. But he wasn't up to his normal histrionics. He was actually
this season he's been okay.
He's
just been focusing on playing awesome.
That is scary, man. If he's focused and he's not, ripping up, invisible idiots. Oh,
he's the best front man in the league.
Yeah, he's easily the best target man in the league. It's in terms of holding up play and being able to bring others into the game. There's no one better in the Premier League.
No one even close.
No, they did really well to hold on to him too. Really well.
They did. Yeah. So, look, I think that was a big game for both.
All right, well, enough on that game. Let's move on to the next one of the round. What about Burnley versus Man City?
Honestly, I'm so impressed by this Burnley team.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
So strong at Turf Moor. Yeah. They gave them a run for their money.
Yeah. Actually, I thought that they were unlucky to not come away with a point.
They deserved a point.
They deserved a point.
I mean, in my notes here, because I've just got these stupid little scribbled notes that I make during the games.
Yeah.
I wrote, great win for City. Scrappy proves they can win ugly.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of is the point to take away from that.
Well, they have so many game breakers that they should be able to win ugly.
But did you see the 2 goals that Aguero scored?
Yeah.
That was so un-Aguero.
So jammy.
Oh, they were just ridiculous.
Yeah.
They remind me of the goals that
Teddy Sheringham?
That Terry Sheringham used to score.
Yeah.
They
were Teddy Sheringham goals.
They were Teddy Sheringham
2
goals.
yards out with a toe poke.
Toe poke, yeah.
The toe poke king.
The toe poke king, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
glorific big toe.
We should have a statue for that toe somewhere.
We should have a statue for that toe and covered in feces.
Oh, okay. No, but I mean, Aguero saved them.
He did.
And I know he's not a Guardiola favourite, but without him, that team would not look anywhere near as good.
Can you stop him scoring goals? It doesn't matter. You stop him scoring from outside the box, all these silky running, these running goals as well. Well, guess what? He's going to score a scrappy one or 2 in this case.
Yeah, or 2 in this case, yeah.
Man, he can't be stopped.
But Burnley,
I love him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no,
just unlucky.
I don't think that Marnie's going to hit a better goal than that.
No. And then 2 injuries too. 2 injuries. And they didn't have Tom Heaton.
Which was even more bizarre.
I know. You
How
look
they
at that
pulled
and you
this
think,
off.
yeah, like you never say excellent result when you lose, but an encouraging performance.
Really encouraging. And I liked what their manager said afterwards as well. I mean, he was really saying, we could have taken that. We could have at least got the draw. And that's how they're thinking positively, which I really like.
Yeah.
They're good for what are they now in the league? Where are they sitting? I think they're
about 10th,
they're
9th,
top half.
10th, yeah.
If you said 12th, I probably
No,
would
I think
have had
9th,
to mention
10th or something like that.
Good. So you didn't think 12th.
I definitely thought it. I just didn't say it.
Okay, so they are currently sitting in 13th.
Oh. So they've dropped a little bit, but...
They've dropped a little bit, but... I mean, when you think
That
about
pack is
who
all
they
pretty
are,
tight,
I
though.
was favouring them for relegation.
Yeah, we all were.
And I am clearly wrong.
Yeah, I mean...
Again.
Well, looking at the way that the table is now forming, you would probably tip them to finish 16th or up.
Safe.
Yeah.
Just the word safe,
Yeah,
that's good enough.
and that's great for them. I mean,
Amazing.
look at that team. That team does not scream safety.
No,
Not when you've
not
got
at all.
Adam Vokes leading the line, and I'm
100% with you. I think that was a huge game for them. I know, like you said, we're saying that and it's a loss. But
Yeah.
you're talking about a Man City side that has pulled other teams apart, like
Yeah.
what they did to Bournemouth, a good Bournemouth
Yep.
side. Well done to Burnley. I can see them moving on from here and continuing to be strong at Turf Moor.
Yeah, I'm hoping
even if that's it.
Yeah, I'm hoping Sean Dyche can add some good players, maybe in January or at the off season, and see that club grow a little bit.
Good manager,
Yeah,
isn't he?
he's pretty good. I think is he the highest placed English manager now? I think he is.
That's a good point. Is he?
I think he is. He's certainly above Pardew.
Oh, that's not hard at the moment.
No,
Palace is really close to relegation.
I know.
We'll get to that.
We will.
We'll get to that.
We will.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think he is now. Are WBA above them? I know he's Welsh, Tony Poulos, but
Well, are we? Oh, so we are counting them. Then, no, because he is above him.
No, he's probably the highest English, but British. Yeah. There's probably one or two above him.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, excellent loss.
Excellent loss, and City for me proved a lot. I think winning a game like that is almost more important than these 4 and 5
The
games
amazing
that we expect.
cliche, that amazing cliche of when you can win and not play pretty, when you can win when it's not
Win
your
ugly.
day. Yeah.
Win ugly.
Yeah.
Because you just think to yourself, oh, they can't win when it comes to a scrappy battle.
Yeah.
Well, they just did.
They just did.
So that's a little concerning.
They didn't look amazing, but they
didn't,
still pulled
and
it
they
out of the
still won.
bag.
We
Yeah.
both tipped that, but we both tipped a much stronger margin of victory. So
Yeah. I think I went 2-0, didn't I?
Yeah, I went 3-0.
Yeah.
But regardless, that was a really interesting match in that
Yeah.
regard.
Who got most tips in this one, by the way?
That doesn't even matter. We
No?
can just go on to Leicester Middlesbrough. Let's
Fair
not be.
And who tipped that exact score and result?
You didn't pick the exact score, actually,
Oh,
buddy.
didn't I?
You picked 1-1.
Oh,
You see,
wow.
listeners, Garfield likes to exaggerate because his life is otherwise meaningless and awful. So, without exaggerating, he will in fact demonstrate how awful his life is.
Well, to be fair though, 6-4 on the tipping. So how awful is that? How awful is that?
I would have got a pass conceded.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would have.
Teacher's pet.
Exactly. 100%. I'll claim that.
Yeah, well,
I got
actual pass.
close enough, though. I did pick 2 goals
close
for Leicester.
enough.
2 goals for Leicester. You didn't pick 2 goals for Leicester.
No, but I picked the result. Like the actual thing
I
that
was
matters.
1 goal off. It was close.
Yeah, and I picked the result.
I was 1 goal closer to the overall amount of goals scored. That's something.
No, it's not. That's not a thing. It's totally not a thing.
It's a thing now.
Okay.
Dinner's on you for me picking Leicester's goals.
Get stuffed. 6-4, baby. It's on you. Anyway, we should actually talk about the game.
I'd rather not.
Okay. Well, I thought
not.
Negredo was amazing.
He was so good. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I didn't realize that he hadn't scored since round 1.
Yeah. He'd
So-
been on a barren patch.
That's
Everyone was
not
actually
good.
saying maybe he should get dropped.
Well,
And then
2 goals
boom,
and 2 good goals.
Yeah, that
by the
second
way.
goal.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about it.
Something that even Payet would have been clapping his hands to.
Yeah. That was a genuine Aguero goal too.
Yeah.
Outside of the
I've been
left
tagging
foot,
you in
just
a lot of those things
across.
on
Yeah,
Facebook,
you have
haven't
been,
I?
yeah.
Martin Tyler.
Yeah, I
best.
know. What a great commentator.
And Leicester got really lucky there. 2 penalties for their goals. I mean, that was really fortunate.
yeah, very fortunate.
I mean, they were really fortunate for their draw at home.
Yeah. Things aren't looking great for Leicester, are they?
Middlesbrough hadn't beaten Leicester in 12 previous attempts, and Negredo hadn't scored since the first round. You'd have to think that was a game. That was my theory behind picking. You lucky you picked a draw. Just the dumb luck. Trying to go against what I
It's
said.
not dumb luck. That's just thinking about things.
Dumb
mate.
luck.
Thinking about
When
things.
you're dumb and it's lucky, that's dumb luck.
Yeah, but I'm neither of those things.
Yes, you are.
Usually.
Internet, eh? Seriously,
Junior vice president.
I am really impressed with Middlesbrough's resolve since they had that little bad run.
Yeah, that little blip in the middle.
Bad run of form.
Yeah, Daroon's coming into his own. They're actually starting to look like a decent little unit now.
I like how they look, and I think they're going to definitely, with playing like that,
they should be a mid-table, lower mid-table team.
Odds on for survival.
Yeah.
And how high they finish, that's up to them.
Yeah.
But definitely mid-table's a possibility.
Bizarrely, like, I see the key weakness for them is Victor Valdez.
Which is bizarre, right?
Yeah,
they can fix that really easy, though, at the end of the season. If they hang on and they do make it through, they'll
definitely strengthen.
They should buy Mignolet, as awful as Mignolet is.
No, they actually should. He'd be perfect for them.
Yeah, I think he would.
And also, I mean, they've got such a great chairman. Steve Gibson's amazing. You know, he'll give them money. You know what I mean? Like, There'll be money there for that club.
I don't think they'll be too worried in that regard. So anyway, that was a really interesting game for me.
Here's a great little stat. I think I might get the date just slightly off. But did you know that?
Because you don't know anything.
Yeah, well, that too. It's dumb luck, though, if I get it right. I think Mahrez and Vardy have not completed a pass to each other since mid-September.
Oh, that's incredible. How do you go from borderline telepathic
to just can't even find them?
Dyslexic?
Yeah, How is that possible?
It's nuts.
That's their two star players. That's their two key players.
Did they have some kind of falling out that we don't know about?
I don't know. I don't understand it at all. I mean, Mahrez went from player of the year to... He still actually had a pretty good game. He was clearly there.
He's saving his best performances for the Champions League.
Yeah, I know. He's putting himself that shop window. But I thought he was pretty good against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't see the same hunger in him in the league.
No.
Where he seeks to break the game.
Vardy looked terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he deserved to be subbed off. Okazaki was easily the better of the players, but anyway.
Even Slimani wasn't great.
No, he wasn't amazing.
But Slimani wasn't getting service.
He's
difference. Really all about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't impressed with Leicester at all. I think 2-2 flattered them as well.
I agree.
I think those 2 goals that was scored by Negredo deserve the win.
Yeah.
So I got to say, Leicester, they're in a full-blown crisis in the league. Full-blown crisis. But I'm not saying they're not exactly relegation fodder, but just to put it into context, they're on 13 points after 13 rounds. That's awful.
That is actual relegation.
That is relegation form. The bottom side, Sunderland, has 8.
Yeah.
That's not that far away.
No, that's only 5 points. That's 2 wins and you're ahead of them.
If Sunderland played Leicester and pulled off a miraculous victory, Defoe scores
Would
a
you
goal.
even call it miraculous at the moment, though?
Yeah, no, possibly not.
Yeah.
But if he was to do that, I mean, that puts him within 2 points of them.
Ouch. Ouch.
So it's really bad.
Yeah, it's not looking
really
great
bad.
But as we've discussed before, I mean, it depends on what your expectation for Leicester was. You said they should make Champions League, or at least UEFA.
They should be. That's what they should be targeting. Is what I meant. I didn't think that they would necessarily. I didn't tip them to, but I did. I certainly tipped them to at least fight for it. I thought they'd be in the top 7.
Yeah, that defense is a real problem for them now. Without Kante there,
and he refuses to shift.
Yeah.
The best they've played all season was that 20-minute period against Chelsea
when he went
3-5-2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm calling it a 5-3-2.
No, fair
but
enough.
You're probably right. It probably was more so a 3-5-2.
Yeah.
But either one of those formations, I'd be content with because that solves the problem.
Yeah, it gives them solidarity at the back. Yeah.
That's what you needed. That's what he needs. Why is he ignoring that?
I don't know.
And I want to know. I mean, I'd love to hear from you guys, the listeners, because I just want to know if this is just something that I'm seeing and Garfield's seeing. But the 2 teams that were having bizarrely difficult times at the back was Chelsea and Leicester.
Yeah.
For 2 teams that otherwise perform.
Yeah.
Well, Leicester performed last season, Chelsea the season before.
Yeah.
And Chelsea shifted to a 3-man defence, which completely solved their problem.
Also, they also built Kante.
Yes.
Which
who's
also
like 20
does...
players.
Yeah,
who's
that
like
also
a
solves
11.
a massive problem, yeah.
Correct. But that was a huge... But they were still playing badly with Kante.
They were.
So, because of how awful their centre defensive pairing was.
Yeah.
So that really helped them. And Leicester played really well when they did play 3 men in the middle. At what point do you just say, okay, it's time to try that officially? I mean, this would be a game to try that.
Yeah, you would think so.
Give it a go. Get the players some confidence with the formation. Don't deploy it against Liverpool or Arsenal or someone who's probably going to hurt you when you're not comfortable in your position. I mean, do it against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Someone who's, yes, they're good. So it is a test of the system.
Yeah.
But, I just think that's the way you got to do it. And he seems, for someone who's a tinkerer...
He's lost that tag, though, hasn't he?
To
the
tinker.
Tinker Man has lost his tinker tag.
Yeah. That was almost like too many Tinker.
There was way too. I was nearly into Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah, that's right.
I was nearly there. Yeah.
I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, no, that was
I don't know. I was disappointed in Leicester, but impressed by Middlesbrough. So
yeah, no, and fair enough. Good result for Middlesbrough.
And we mentioned Sunderland, so I do want to talk about that game because on the face of it, it was a good game by Sunderland.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit contentious if you heard some of the after-match commentary. Jurgen Klopp was saying that they were the most defensive side he has ever played.
Nothing wrong with that.
And that they parked the double-decker bus.
Great quote.
He didn't actually go further to say that it was awful or that the game shouldn't be played that way.
No.
But Moyes got extremely defensive.
He got tetchy. Yeah.
He got very tetchy about that comment. And he essentially said basically, damn right. I came there knowing full well that you're Liverpool.
He should.
You're the best attack in the league.
Yeah.
Or one of the best attacks in the league.
Yeah, certainly in the top 2.
Yeah, certainly. Or at least by numbers, they're the best. And by talent, maybe second or third best.
Yeah.
So, damn right we parked the bus.
Yeah.
I would do it again.
I would do it.
We just saw Watford get spanked.
We saw Manchester
6-1.
United do it at Anfield.
Correct.
I mean, there's no shame in parking your bus at Anfield against that attack.
Correct. For me, what that meant was, though, that kind of made this 2-0 all the more important for Liverpool.
Oh, it did,
Because for me, it demonstrated that they have a way.
Coutinho as well.
Particularly, see, that's what I'm getting at. So they lost Coutinho early.
Yeah.
I think that was a godsend for this match. Because you can't not play Coutinho.
Yeah.
But when you're playing a team like Sunderland, who's going to put 12 men behind the ball, they're going to cheek bring someone on and,
one of the fans will run out with a jersey and
what else are they
going to
do? They need as many defenders as they can. To break down that sort of overly packed 18-yard box, you actually need someone with a bit of height. You need someone with strength.
Yeah.
You need to abandon that. Not abandon. You need to be able to move away from that.
You need a plan B. You need flexibility.
You need flexibility. And
Origi
that
played
lineup,
very well, by the way.
He played very well. So Origi came on and changed the game.
Yeah.
He changed the formation. He became a focal point.
Yeah.
Yes, his goal wasn't a headed goal, but the way he held
onto
the ball... The way he held onto the ball from,
he also brings other defenders into the game and helps you create space.
He creates space.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Unlike Firmino in that system against that side, who tries to pull deeper into midfield as a false 9, that's not going to work against Sunderland because they'll go, great, have the ball up there. We're just going to sit on our 18-yard box and hope to break and nick one.
Yep, with a bank of 5 and a bank of 4.
Yeah.
One
and
with
fair
the
play
first
to
standing all the way up front.
Just standing there like with a pipe going, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, waiting for his 13th goal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's waiting for the bus to come.
So, honestly, I actually liked the way both teams approached the match.
Yeah.
I thought that Liverpool...
Fair play to Moyes. You've got to do that.
They broke down a really solid defence there.
Yeah.
They were well organised. I know you like to say that. That's the only
do.
compliment you have for Moyes.
Yeah, it is true, yeah.
You generally call him, disastrous, and you say that the city sucks and that they should all
Never said that.
They should be removed from Britain altogether.
Definitely never said that.
You definitely said that.
No. Yeah, no, Moyes is definitely an organised manager. If there's one thing I will give him, he adds defensive stability to any team he'll coach.
So I think
except
that
United.
The fact that both... Oh, wow. Well, that was...
No, I just got to reiterate this point. He's found his level. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just keeps putting Sunderland down. Sunderland, I love you, so don't worry about it.
Not the city. You're very lovely, I'm sure.
But we both picked pretty big scores for Liverpool, which neither of us got right.
Yeah.
We picked the result, but not the scores, which I think kind of says a lot more so about Sunderland than Liverpool.
Good resilience.
Because Liverpool were still there. They played as well as they play any other week. It's just, I think what Sunderland showed was an understanding of their own ability, what they can and can't do. He said, my team is not as good as yours.
Yeah.
We don't have the personnel.
And you know what? You should be proud of that. If you can understand your limitations and play to them, hey, you're going to actually get out of relegation possibly. That's how we should be approaching those games. Yes.
Because, yes, you lost 2-0 to Liverpool.
But most teams are going to lose 2-0 to Liverpool.
That's exactly the point. I think that look what happened to Watford. Watford's a good side. Watford is, Watford are 8th.
Yeah.
They have more than double the score of Sunderland.
Yeah.
And yet they got spanked.
Yeah, they got thrashed.
By not willing to adapt their game.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that speaks volumes. I think that Moyes at least has cottoned on to what he needs to do there.
Oh, he knows.
Get back to basics.
Again, an excellent organisational manager who, as I've said before, if I wanted anyone in a relegation scrap fight, it'd be Pulis, followed by Moyes. They're the two managers that you get defensive stability, you get structure, and you get the best out of the limited players that you have.
And I mean, he's got Defoe. So if you stay at 0-0 for
and he's
enough
got
time,
Januzaj.
and he's got Januzaj. If he stays at 0-0 for the majority of the game, it just takes one moment for those guys to score.
Yep, exactly.
And you pinch a victory here and there, a few draws. Well, guess what?
And that's
You're
the
out of
Defoe
relegation.
special. The 82nd minute out of nowhere. Holy crap! Where did that volley come from? Yeah, exactly.
Like they nearly did in Everton.
13 a season.
Yeah, 13 a season.
Yeah.
We'll do it 13 times.
Yeah.
That's it. But that's enough.
Yeah.
So I just mentioned Watford. I do want to touch on that game because
they were appalling.
They were bad. And
they were really bad.
2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you make of their form? I mean, it's not good, but what's going on?
It's a good question. I mean, if you look at that team, what was driving them forward for the early part of the season was they had, I'm sorry, his name now escapes me, the midfielder who was scoring goals for them. No, Ngalo's a very good player, though. No, starts with a C. His name now escapes me for no apparent reason, but I'll come back to that point. He was scoring a lot of goals. Capoue. That's it.
Oh, Capoue.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
I don't know why
meant.
that... Yeah, sorry.
Eddie Capoue,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good player. He was scoring all their goals from midfield, and with that 3-5-2, he was causing a lot of their overlaps. I think what's happened is teams have slowly worked out that if you shut him down or you can push him out wide, their attack doesn't look anywhere near as ferocious, even though they've still got Troy Deeney up front playing well. Agolo's not in great form. I mean, they have also a lot of new players that are still betting into the Premier League, so you're going to get these inconsistent results until at least January. I mean, they basically rebought half a side and added a new manager. It's going to happen.
But I think if they were going to take advantage of any team, it would have been Stoke away, who are still not exactly balls of confidence.
But they're in pretty good form at the moment.
They are now. I mean, they're 11th. They were stone cold last,
they were
looking
dead last.
Awful.
But again,
and looking insipid, like they didn't want to be there.
No, but now they're looking pretty good. But I mean, they've always had the team for it.
And P.S., that was that own goal by Gomez. Oh. What happened to him? Did he not know where he was?
I don't know.
Did he just has
asleep? He has the David Luiz ability to just have massive calamities.
He genuinely, I just didn't know what happened there because I watched the replay a dozen times.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to work out how the ball ended up in the net.
So Charlie Adams gone up for the header, banged it into the post as Gomez has dived, for no apparent reason, then dived, it's hit the post, and he somehow backhanded it into his own net.
Well, he stuck his right knee up.
Yeah.
And that didn't get near it.
No.
And then when he kind of lifted his right arm, he lifted it in this weird, like you said, backwards rotation.
Yeah, almost like he was trying to backhand it over the goal, but
and even
for
when
no
the ball had gone
reason,
in, he still seemingly had no idea where it was or what was going on. So I was very confused as to what was actually going through his brain. Well, I feel like if we went inside his brain, it would have been like, sheep going...
He
wasn't there. It's like he just woke up from a deep sleep.
He's a brain fade keeper. You remember him at Tottenham a decade ago nearly. He'd have those games where you'd think, damn, this guy, I can see why he's the Brazilian keeper.
The game against United.
Yeah.
A great game against United.
He can have he has blinders in him.
That must upset you.
Yeah, I know. But then he'll just have games where he just brain fades.
Yeah, massive brain fart.
Yeah.
And it stinks.
He's got a bit of the... he's got he's got a bit about him, for me. A bit of the Massimo Taibis. You know what I mean?
Good reference.
Yeah,
just I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's as bad as Taibbi.
No, he's not. But I mean, just a bit of it. Yeah, he was terrible.
He was bad. I mean, he reminds me of David James.
Right, yeah, Calamity James.
David James had these runs of really great games.
Yeah.
I mean, England keeper, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, well, he found form later in his career when he stopped a lot of that. But in his early days,
funnily enough, he was mostly Calamity James, and he was at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Thanks, by the way.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, David. Not much I can read into that game other than, good on Stoke.
Played really well.
Good on Stoke for getting the game. They deserve the victory.
Arnautovic was excellent.
Yeah, he just is excellent. Shaqiri also played a good
was
role.
Amazing.
Yeah, he was dropping deep, getting that ball out of the defense.
So his ability to turn on a dime is exceptional. I mean, right at the end of that game,
him and Lallana, two of the best.
I know,
two of the best.
When he got that player sent off right at the end of the game, Britos sent off when he was on the break, and he just turned him, and Britos just went, I can't even.
He turned him inside out.
Inside out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were picking up tendons
twisted
from the
blood,
floor.
yeah.
There was these veins, mate, you may need this later.
Yeah.
So I know you're going off the field now, but take this with you.
Yeah, take it. You'll need it later.
It's really gross.
Yeah. Please get this away from me.
Yeah, I'd say Shaqiri and Lallana, the two best at that in the league right now.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with you. But Arnautovic created enough good chances to
Absolutely
take that game. I mean, if he's on fire, they go up the table. Oh, he's amazing.
I think he's really good.
Yeah, he's a bit of a temperamental beast, but when he fires, he's
as good as anyone.
Yeah,
and
he is.
He can score from practically anywhere.
Yeah,
he's got
2-footed too.
Yeah, violent feet. He can really do it. I've
Anyway.
been holding off talking about this match because it's the most insane match.
Yeah.
We both got it wrong.
Yeah, well, because
Because what?
Yeah.
Swansea Crystal Palace.
Mental game.
I just hope for your sakes, listeners, that you saw this game.
Enjoyed the
I unfortunately
insanity.
did not see it live. I only saw the replay.
Yeah.
And I already knew the score.
Yeah, which
so
is
I was
always
really
sad.
disappointed that I knew that.
Yeah.
But I have to say, the game swung so many different ways that I was at one point really impressed with Palace,
Yeah.
and then I was really
They had
impressed
25
with
minutes
Swansea,
where they looked amazing.
and then I was really impressed with Palace again,
Yeah.
and then I kind of felt bad for Palace at the end, but then I kind of felt like, well, this is exactly who they are.
Yeah.
They find ways to lose.
Yes, that is Palace in a nutshell, isn't it? We score 4 goals and we get all of our key players into the game. Zaha's a blinder,
Plus,
and they still lose.
I didn't like Pardew's comments after the match that, that Palace played really well and, conceded 5 bad goals. I'm sorry, but that Sigurdsson goal was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I quite liked Llorente's second goal.
Yeah, his second goal was actually good.
Okay, Leroy Fur's goals were a little scrappy and opportunistic, but that's like pretty much when you talk about poachers in the Premier League era, they all scored scrappy goals.
Yeah.
Van Nistelrooy, Robbie Fowler, Owen. I mean, literally every good striker scores scrappy goals. So
hell, even Alan Shearer scored his fair share of scrappy goals, and he was the god of it.
And I'm sorry, Benteke's goal, that was a whisker off missing.
Yeah.
He kicked that high and left into the post.
I know, yeah.
And it went in.
Yeah, he basically should have missed that.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Pardew, but
Pards is losing it.
relax, champ.
Yeah.
That was good play by Swansea.
Yeah.
Really good. And you're talking about a team that just 2 weeks ago looked insipid. Like
Yeah.
they didn't want to even be on the field. Like they
Yeah.
weren't playing for their manager. Mate, all I can say is this is the sort of game that can turn a season around.
That is a season turner, hopefully.
Remarkable.
For them.
I don't want to use I've been trying to avoid. I don't know if you've noticed on this podcast, but I don't think I've said they've shown remarkable character yet.
Yeah.
Because I've been
Great
avoiding
football
it.
cliche.
Well, I've been avoiding it because of Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah.
I suffered 2 seasons of that. 2.5 seasons of that. Marvellous, and they showed great character.
Yeah.
Lads.
Oh, great character. Marvellous character. Marvellous.
Wee Joe.
Brilliant.
Wee Joe.
Marvellous.
The wee Joe in his character. Yeah. Seriously,
A little shabby.
I feel like I just don't want to say it, but they showed remarkable resolve and tenacity to do what they did. And I think Sigurdsson really, his goal set the tone. When when they were already down and he scored that goal, because Zaha scored the first goal and Sigurdsson got the
Zaha
leveler.
looked excellent.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be in that side.
No.
I honestly think that Sigurdsson goal kind of set the tone. It was so beautiful. Again, he just only scores good goals.
Yeah, well, Sigurdsson's the only player that can save their season. I mean, they've got other good players like Leroy Fur, like Lorente, but Sigurdsson's the key.
Catalyst.
Also, because he's so good at set pieces, and if you're at the bottom of the table, what do you really need above everything else? Someone who can put a great delivery in the box and cause some damage on a set piece, which is exactly what he did.
Absolutely. So, look, I mean... Palace. How do you lose that
What
game?
can you say about Crystal Palace
lose
now?
that game?
I know. Crystal Palace really bother me because I really, really want to like Pardew. I just really want to like him, and I want to really like that team.
side.
I want to love that team.
I like Tompkins.
Yep.
I think Benteke's good.
Yeah.
I think at that team especially.
Yeah,
he's very
hell
good.
yeah. Zaha's great.
Zaha's
Townsend's great.
Townsend.
Puncheon's great.
Dunn. Great.
Yeah. Kabaye, for God's sake.
That side.
Yeah. That's a cool team.
That side is sitting in
If you say 17th. Oh, man.
And they're on equal points with Hull.
Okay, so is he going to get the sack, do you think? Come January, what? Give him another... He's got 3 weeks, basically, to save his job.
Doesn't he kind of have to get sacked, in a way? Well, I don't like that. I don't like that approach, but he's actually not getting the results that he should be getting.
There's been a couple of whispers that Mancini might come in.
Oh, wow. That would change them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I look forward to seeing that.
That would be mental. If Palace could get Mancini...
I hope that's just a rumour.
Yeah.
No offence, Palace. I quite like you, but Don't do that. Don't do that.
You don't think?
Top 4 club after that. No thanks. I'm not joking. They've got a good enough side to ruffle a lot of feathers.
They could easily be a top 7 team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. They could be beating those top 4s
They could
in
on
games
their
that
day.
you don't want to be losing.
Yeah, on their day with Benteke and Zaha and Townsend putting in balls for that head and with
Forget
Kabaye pulling strings.
Dunn getting in there for crosses.
Yeah.
For corners.
Yeah.
Tompkins as well.
Yeah,
clearly.
Tompkins, big man.
MacArthur as well. I mean, they've got... Oh, wow. No, don't tell me that. I hope that is just a rumour. Pardew, you stay where you are, buddy. More power to you, son.
Poor Pards. It's just a rumour. I just heard it.
But how is he not getting the... Seriously, how is he not getting the results from these players?
I honestly don't know.
You must know something.
Well,
you picked more games than me. You're claiming to be an oracle.
No,
explain to me.
All I know about Pardew is he's the perfect fair weather manager. When things are good and it's all sunny, he's amazing and he goes on great streaks, like he did with Newcastle. It should be sunny. This is the problem. But he goes on these runs where if he loses 2 in a row, somehow it becomes 9 in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if he wins 3 in a row, all of a sudden that becomes 7 wins out of 9. And you go, what?
What is their run now? I mean, how many is that? That is, I believe...
They haven't won in a long time. They are bottom of the form table.
That's obviously 5 in a row there, but is it worse than
they're,
that?
they're bottom of the form table in the league.
So what,
they
lost this week to Swansea.
Yeah.
Before that it was City,
Fair
Burnley,
enough. Not good.
Liverpool,
Fair enough.
Leicester,
Yeah.
West Ham.
Ouch. In bad form,
And
West Ham.
then, so the first non-loss they had was back on the 1st of October, 1-1 draw with Everton.
Ouch.
And then before that was the last time that they won, which was the 25th of September, a 3-2 win. That 3-2 win against Sunderland.
Sunderland.
In the worst of form at that point.
Yeah. Ouch. See, that is sackable form.
That was 3. So they had 3 wins in a row. They beat Borough.
Like I said, he's a manager that just goes on mini runs.
And by the way, though, so they beat Middlesbrough, Stoke, and Sunderland 3 in a row.
3 of the worst teams at the time in the league.
Yep, and Middlesbrough at the time were in their bad run of form.
Yeah.
Stoke were diabolical at that point, and Sunderland couldn't have gotten any worse at that stage.
But he couldn't even beat West Ham when they were in terrible form. That's appalling.
So that's 1 point since the 1st of October.
Ouch. That's what I mean. He goes through these runs of form where you just think, how are you a Premier League manager? And then he goes through great ones where you think, how are you not the England manager? It's bizarre.
What are you even meant to say to that sort of form? That is bad.
He gets the sack is probably what's going to happen
And
there.
it gets a little worse, by the way, because leading into January, would you like to know their run of games?
Sure.
I mean, I'm not sure if you're curious, but
No, I am.
Southampton,
Yeah.
they're going to be tough.
That's tough, yeah. At home or away?
That's at home. That's
Okay,
at Selhurst.
Yeah.
Then Hull, that's away.
Well,
that's KCOM.
that is winnable.
They're getting tougher.
They
We'll
are.
talk about them.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them next, actually. But then it's United. Yes, they're at home, but it's against United.
Yeah.
Then it's Chelsea.
Oh.
Yes, again it's Selhurst, but it's Chelsea.
Ouch.
Then Watford away.
Ouch.
Then Arsenal.
Oh. He's getting sacked.
And that's at the
That's
at the
at
Emirates.
Vicarage? Oh, it's at the Emirates, sorry. Is Watford away?
Watford is at Vicarage Road.
Oh, he's getting sacked, man.
Because honestly, I could see him walking away from that with a lucky win against Hull, a draw against Southampton, so 4 points, and then nothing else.
Yeah. He needs 4 points from his next 2 games to save his job.
I know. Yeah, but he may get. That's what I'm saying. He might actually get that, but that's still not enough because that only takes him to the 11th of December. Oh. There's still loads to go.
Yeah.
So no, I guarantee you, because he's going to lose to City, he's going to lose to United, he's going to lose to Chelsea, and he's going to lose to Arsenal, which means theoretically, I think the best he can hope for is
a draw at Watford or something.
7 points maybe in the next until January 2nd.
6 games. Ouch.
That's not enough. That'll be sacked.
Well, bring on Mancini, I guess. If that happens.
No! Don't bring on Mancini.
Only if it happens, it's just a rumour
Why
I
are you
heard.
trying to put the mocker?
It's only a rumour I heard.
Just because United suck right now doesn't mean you have to bring the rest of us down with you.
But I want to
No.
so badly.
No, the answer is no. And on that note, Hull, West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's the game I wanted to talk about because I got that one right.
Yeah, and you got the score.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I think I made a mistake when I wrote it down. I think I wrote
here we go. Bit of revisionism. Yeah, thanks for that, Stalin. Just whitewash me out of the background.
Why not?
I won't be your Trotsky.
I'm just going to say Hull. I thought Hull were getting pullist. I thought that's what happened.
Yeah, they were going to get pulled, but they didn't.
And it was 1-0, and I'm sitting there going, yeah, they're not going to let go of this 1-0.
You know what WBA got? They got Feeland. Yeah.
But they looked so good in the second half.
Didn't they?
So much better.
Yeah.
I just thought, what?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Is this the same?
Snodgrass is a hell of a player, though.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I quite liked the goal from Dawson, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, Dawson. They've got one of the best, old school English centre back pairings with Davies and Dawson in there.
I like that pairing.
You just go, yeah, that's a tough old school bottom of the league Premier League table.
Doesn't Dawson feel like he's been around for about 4 years?
Yeah, seriously, forever. Didn't he come up?
Leeds, back when Leeds were good.
Is that long? No, that can't be it. He didn't play for Leeds,
I'm sure. Oh, sorry. Tottenham. When he was in the Bale era.
Yeah.
When Bale just came through.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that was Dawson.
Oh, man.
But that's good.
Ridiculous. He is. He's good. He's a good player.
He's good.
He was tipped for England before he became old and decrepit.
So 1-1 at the end of the day seemed very fair, having seen the match. I agree. WBA won the first half because they deserved to.
Yeah, and Rondon was in good form, as he now always pretty much is.
And Chadley had a good game. And then
even Chris Brunt had a really good game.
What I'm noticing about WBA,
they're growing into this season.
They don't have a lot of big scores in them. I don't see them scoring 3 and 4 and whatever.
Although they have this season, to be fair to them, but
they've got to do that against a club like Hull, who's in all sorts. And a result like this is quite bad for WBA. Didn't hurt them a lot in the league because they're sitting there in 9th. But you need to have a look. If you look at this league, I mean, they're
the
not
difference
very
between
far
9th and 20th is nothing.
They're on 17 points.
Yeah.
You can go down to 12th on 15, which is only 2 points lower. And 13 points takes you down to 14th.
Yeah. But you know what? The only points total they care about is what's the difference between where they are and 18th.
Okay. And look, and they're nowhere near it.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's his brief. Make sure that we don't get relegated and make sure that our new billionaire buyers can sack you at the end of the season and bring in their own man. That's his brief.
I think your brief.
What is that even? What?
I don't know.
I'm normally
go with it.
I normally talk too much. I think still
you're verbose, not brief.
Verbose, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
Southampton, Everton, 1-0.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Everton.
I want to say though.
Here we go. Yeah. Okay.
I want to say
revise this history.
I'm not revising anything.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that I am surprised. I mean, I'm still looking at this result going, I don't think I would have tipped it differently having seen the game. Even though Everton were awful and Southampton could easily have had 2, 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I know they should have at least had one more goal. I felt that
Charlie Austin missed a sitter.
Charlie Austin gets 7 chances a game.
Like I told you, he's the modern day Andy Cole.
Yeah, and he also set up Ward Prowse, who missed a shocker.
I know.
How did he not put that away?
I love Ward Prowse.
Sklettenberg is kept keeping Everton. He's the only player at the Everton side right now who's consistently good.
Yeah, I agree.
Even Lukaku
is in a weird run of form at the moment. They've only won 1 in their last 9, by the way. That's bad form.
That's apocalyptic.
Yeah, that is for a team like that. That is bad form.
Well, they're now in 7th on 19 points, with Watford sitting just behind them on 18 points. And United ahead of them on 20.
Well, that's kind of like, 7th and 8th, there's their mini table at the moment. You know what I mean? For that last Europa spot. That's their mini table.
Wow.
But the real problem is now for them, they can't get Barkley into the game anymore. He's now failing. He averages under 1 dribble per match now.
What happened, though? Because he had such a tremendous start to the season.
Yeah.
He was all over it, full of running, great passes.
He's not running anymore. He's static. Have you noticed that? Well, next time you watch Everton play, if you watch it, he's the most static player on the field, and he should be the most dynamic. He should be the one trying to... He was, absolutely, but he should be trying to drag them left and opening up space for Morales or...
who, by the way, played pretty well. Probably their best player.
Or Balassi was also
Balassi was good. Yeah, okay. So Balassi and Morales...
That amazing shot that he had, that actually deserved to win any game.
Deserved it. Yeah, deserved a goal. And P.S., that was the moment I thought, that's going to be
Here we go,
1-0.
Yeah,
I thought that was
Didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. No.
But Southampton, good form.
But points for me because I kind of semi-picked that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I really changed the rules on you as we go.
No, Southampton, though, in good form. Puel's actually done really well to... come into the league.
I may be disappointed at the tipping, but my fantasy side is full of Southampton players.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
So this is great. And Charlie Austin again for me.
Scored again.
I'm nailing it because of these guys. They're really outperforming. But can I just say, for a team that's playing so well, they're down in 10th.
Yeah.
They're below WBA.
But
and
remember,
I feel as though they've played better than them.
But their start for the season was diabolical. You know, when they were still trying to bring in players and they didn't know exactly what was going on with their formation.
That's very true. But to sit behind Watford and West Brom feels weird. If they were in 8th right now, and
you'd
Watford
say
and
fair
West Brom
enough.
beneath them,
If they finished 8th in the table, you'd go, good season,
that feels
well
right.
done. Yeah.
I feel right, Brian.
But again, they weren't playing Charlie Austin early on. It was all Redmond up front. They didn't have their combinations down pat yet, but now they're actually starting to play like a team.
Yeah,
good side.
absolutely.
I am blown away by the way that A, their academy is so amazing, but B, that they can just keep churning through managers and they change formation slightly and they bring in all these new players and somehow
they just adapt.
They just keep going.
Yeah.
Excellent, well-run club, Southampton.
Yeah.
I'm really genuinely impressed by them.
Hey, we've always loved them.
Yeah.
I've had a soft spot for
Letizia!
Southampton since the early days.
One of my favourite all-time players. I love Matt Letizia.
I love that club, and it's so good to see them doing well. I want them to get even higher. I would like them to pip United for 6th.
Thanks. No, I wouldn't go that far.
That would be great.
You know,
hey, they're not far off.
I know.
They're only 3 points off
Don't bring
United.
it up. Don't bring it up.
We're going to bring that up soon.
Yeah, I know.
But first...
You're saving it for last.
I am saving it for last. Arsenal-Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Sanchez, 2 goals. Walcott.
Sanchez was unbelievable in that game.
He's just too
He's
good.
gone to the next level.
Yeah, he has.
He's gone to Aguero level, basically.
Oh, relax.
You don't think?
No.
You don't think he's at Aguero level?
No,
at the moment.
No, I mean, Aguero is barely at Aguero level because it is such a refined, rarefied air up there.
He breathes in like Nepal.
No joke. I mean, to actually say that is, I think, a little bit
Come
misguided.
on, man. Sanchez has stepped up.
He's excellent. He is outstanding.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you talk about his
combination play with Ozil is
These
probably the
levels
best
that you're
2 combo
talking
in the
about.
league.
Are we talking strictly Premier League?
Yeah.
Okay, not global?
No.
Then maybe. Okay, no, look. I think Aguero is probably out on his own.
Okay.
Because I would have put Hazard in that category, but he had that shocking season.
Yeah.
And for me, that dropped him off that list.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Whereas Aguero is yet to have a bad season.
Yeah, true that. I would argue Sanchez has not had a bad season. I think
Coutinho is as good as Aguero on his day, but he's yet to do it for long enough and consistently enough for me to put him in that category. Yeah,
totally, I agree.
And I love him, and he's in my side,
Yeah.
and I still won't put him up there.
Yeah.
So I put Aguero in a very rarefied category where you need to be able to do this all the time, and whilst
but
I
isn't
think
Sanchez starting to prove he's doing it all the time?
Close. I think he's right after him. Okay. For me, literally the best player in the Premier League.
He's in the top 5 players in the league.
Is Aguero, followed by De Bruyne.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Followed by Sanchez. Equal Sanchez and Silva.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's totally fair.
That's my ranking system.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give it to you just yet. I'm not going to say he's Aguero's standard because he needs to do that this season, next season, and the season after, and then I'll give it to you.
Fair enough. I'm just saying he's grown into that role.
There's a reason why I rate him ahead of De Bruyne as well, because De Bruyne, brilliant season this season.
He's amazing, yeah.
Great, good season last season.
Yeah.
It's getting better every season.
Yeah.
If he does one more...
Yeah, it's over. De Bruyne is one of the best.
My hat's off. One of the best in the world at that point. So, that's my rationale.
Fair enough. I'm just saying, he's stepped up.
But your point is well and truly taken.
And also, remember, new position. He's now playing as a false 9. He drops deep. He plays passes. He combines with Ozil so well. He can now poach 100%. As well as run at you. He can set up. He's an amazing player.
Front 3 of Arsenal, mate.
When they get going. Yeah, when that front 4 get going.
Ozil, Walcott, Sanchez, and now Giroud.
Yeah.
Who, P.S., I love Giroud.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I know a lot of people aren't. I like him.
Yeah.
The way he chased down that ball and got it back to Sanchez for that second goal.
Yeah, and they've got good bench too.
How did you feel about Callum Wilson's penalty, by the way? I thought that was just ridiculous.
It wasn't a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. It definitely wasn't a penalty.
In fact, it was simulation, and it should have been a yellow card.
Yeah, probably. I would go so far as to probably agree with you. I thought also, God, I can't remember, Stephen Cook's pass out of defence was appalling.
Awful.
That was just
awful.
That was David Luiz level of just like, me pass ball you now. Oh, man.
A gift. Wrapped. I mean, I know we're leading into Christmas, but is that necessary?
Yeah, it was a freebie. It was just terrible defending.
And to all people on the park.
I know.
He gave it to Sanchez. In form, awesome player.
Yeah.
We'll punish you when you don't do anything wrong.
Basically one-on-one him with the keeper. Forget about it. It's going in.
And not just that, the keeper was already off balance because he's running out.
Of course he was, yeah.
So I'm sorry, that was just
That was
what were you
appalling.
thinking?
Yeah, what were you thinking?
Yeah, honestly.
But, and that's the kind of game that Bournemouth can lose because they're doing well. I mean...
I genuinely think Arsenal are proper contenders.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, no disrespect to my own side, but I think the only contenders for the Premier League this year is Chelsea, City and Arsenal.
Ooh, okay. Big call.
I feel that Liverpool will end in fourth.
Okay, interesting.
That's my pick. We're going to do one in January, you and I.
Yeah.
But at the moment, that's what I'm saying.
I desperately want to see who buys who in January.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting this time. I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
I'm waiting until that transfer window is slammed shut.
Yeah, it's got to be closed, and then we can go back in for predictions.
I'm going to make this prediction, and then something bizarre is going to happen. I don't know, Tottenham's going to end up buying Griezmann.
Yeah. And Liverpool buy a left back. Yeah, and something crazy is going to happen.
Oh, okay. Well, actually.
Yeah, whoa.
Like something you don't even expect happens, like Azpilicueta goes to Liverpool. And you're like, so you've weakened Chelsea and you've made Liverpool awesome. Well, okay, now I have to change. So anyway, I'm just not going to say anything about that.
Fair enough.
But what I'm going to say is this Arsenal side is the real deal this season.
Yeah, no, they've got resilience. That's the kind of game that when they went 1-0, 1-1 a couple of years ago, they'd crumble.
Crumble like a
violet. And they'd
violet.
be sitting there going, oh, that was...
I do like me a violet crumble.
They are pretty good chocolate.
Yeah.
But I mean, they would sit there and cry about the penalty that shouldn't have been given, and they'd have a little tear and a breakdown.
They didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah, they just kept
got on
playing.
With it, workmanlike.
Yep.
And just Giroud, he's a good striker.
Yeah. And are you starting to love Xhaka yet, Granite?
Love, no.
But you're starting to appreciate him?
Respect him.
Starting to appreciate him a little bit?
He's earning my respect.
Okay. I told you he'd be good.
A couple of really good balls there.
Oh, man, he's just...
Played in Sanchez pretty well. I mean, what freaks me out is how telepathic the relationship is between Sanchez and Ozil.
Yeah. Like I said, the best combination in the league.
Oh,
it's
my
ridiculous.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What I reckon alongside Firmino and Coutinho, who are equally telepathic.
Yeah. But Xhaka adds so much to that team now from deep.
He does. But I'm more freaked out about... that doesn't freak me out so much as Walcott.
Yeah, he's just somehow decided to be a footballer again.
How
he went from 17 to 27 and he just didn't play football for 10 years in between.
It always didn't exist. You knew he was there.
Yeah, he was always there, stinking the place out Rooney style.
And now Walcott, seriously, he's looking good. He's getting in the positions. That header was great.
Yeah.
Good leap for a tiny man.
Yeah, well, the beauty now with that system is because he spent so long trying to be a striker, like an idiot.
He did.
But now that he's playing back on the right, what he can do, and this is what he always should have been doing, is use his speed to cut in.
Yeah.
And he's such a danger.
Guard.
He's such a danger cutting inside instead of being a striker trying to get in behind. I mean, he always had the pace to get in behind, but now cutting through, it's...
And defenders generally don't have good lateral movement like that. They're
exactly.
big, they're lumbering, it's hard to change directions.
And he's
better. Not running at them because they're already there.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't have to get in behind them. You can literally run on the diagonal through and past them.
And they're done.
So much better.
You trick them, they don't know who to go for. And especially when he's got someone like Sanchez on the other side.
Or Ozil,
and even someone like Giroud who's taking up those men in the middle because he's big and he's strong.
Yeah.
It's a good side.
And this is an underrated thing about Arsenal's play, by the way. The reason, I think, one of the reasons at least, that Walcott's finally coming into some real form is Sanchez, as we all know, started off as basically a wide left attacker. Yeah. So what he does when he's playing as a striker, he actually does what Henry used to do a lot, which is drop wide left. And what does that do?
You brought that up.
What does that do? Open up all the space for Walcott to walk into, like a really good inside right forward would.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've felt quite consistently that I'm feeling Henry deja vu when I watch Sanchez, even though he is nothing like him.
Very different kind of player, but
I get these vibes because, like you just said, that
same
is
positioning.
That is the big thing. The way he runs his channels is very Henry-like.
Yeah.
And it's creating the same results as the Henry era did.
So the same way that it used to be with like Lundberg or Bobby Perez, where,
Overmars.
Henry could, Overmars. Henry could move into that position, open up space, the same we're seeing now with Sanchez. Walcott can just burst through. All of a sudden, they're looking really good.
And I couldn't be happier for him. I like them as a side. They play football in the right manner.
Yeah.
I like them. They've done it on a shoestring.
I hate that expression, like football in the right manner, but I take where you're coming from.
Yeah, when I say the right manner, though, I mean it's the football you want to see.
Yeah, it is.
Like
it's exciting football.
I'll tell you right now, if you look at all the games this season and you say to somebody who's never watched the game before, you should watch a game to really get yourself into the Premier League. You show someone a game like Liverpool-Arsenal.
Yeah, that's a game to watch.
Played in the right manner.
Yeah, okay, yes.
And you're going to be excited.
Yeah.
Arsenal versus City.
Yeah.
Will be a
great game.
Ball terror.
Yeah, it's going to be brilliant.
Those are the sorts... Not United versus Liverpool where United shut up shop.
Yeah, no,
and
I agree.
It was really boring.
Yeah.
You know, you got to play these strengths
only
and
real
weaknesses.
only real football fans are going to enjoy those kind of tactical battles. Yeah.
Correct. And the diehards like you and I, we like that game because, well, we're diehard Liverpool and United fans. But somebody who isn't a partisan,
you'd be bored out of your mind.
Bored out of your brains. So I do like Arsenal. If it comes down to a straight fight between those three clubs, Chelsea, City and Arsenal, well, I'm a gunner all the way.
Arsenal still remind me of the team, though, that could do what Liverpool and Newcastle used to do to each other back in the 90s, where they'd always be these crazy 4-3s.
Yeah.
And that, to me,
that's
Arsenal
the new
always
thing.
has that in them.
Yeah, but
always
have you
has
noticed
it
in the last decade it's been Liverpool and Arsenal that have these games?
Yeah.
You're 100% right. The Arshavin.
That Arshavin.
Or as his name, depending on how you pronounce it, Arshaven.
Not even how it's spelt, but sure.
Yes, it is. Arshavin. Arshaven. So,
okay.
actually...
Yeah, no, fair call.
Your inability to spell...
Okay. I stand corrected. Good old Arshaven. Yeah. Gave you a proper whooping that day.
Arshaven, yeah,
Arshaven.
He was an Arshaven indeed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So on to the game I really want to talk about.
Oh, God. Thanks for saving that till last. Was this just to annoy me for an hour while I just built up steam, thinking, when's he going to bring it up? When's he going to... God damn it.
Yeah, I'd like to finish on this.
Okay. Go on. Bring it up.
You drew. You've fallen off the pace now completely. I mean, the wheels have fallen off. Sitting 10 points behind Liverpool. When's the last time that happened? I don't think it has. Is this the worst? Did I hear right? This is the worst start United has had since 90
in the Premier League era.
92 or whatever?
Yeah, in the Premier League era.
So since the first season of the Premier League.
Yeah. In the entire Premier League era. Yeah.
So what do you say to that?
I'm appalled, is what I say to it.
What's going on? Because you didn't even play the worst of scene. I mean, the goal that you scored was great.
Oh, yeah. When Pogba and Ibra are combining well...
How do you not build from that, though?
I don't know.
What's happening?
Rashford, one-on-one with the keeper, somehow spurned it. Good chances all throughout the game.
Start talking, Garfield. Start talking.
I'm very worried about this team at this stage. You know, and I've been talking to a lot of United fans I keep hearing the same thing parroted back at me all the time. Yeah, but performances are improving, and we look better than we did under Louis van Gaal. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? To a degree, you're right. 4 home draws in a row. 4 in a row.
We haven't had that. Does it?
No. And this is supposed to be Mourinho's specialty, you know? He's got the players at his disposal to crush some of these teams. Should have crushed Burnley. I get it. Inspired keeper performance. Could have beaten Stoke. Again, inspired keeper performance.
Watford.
Yeah, Watford. Fair enough. We lost that game, but we looked terrible. So, you know, let's leave that
but
one
also
aside.
Inspired keeper
performance. Yeah, inspired. But, and also, this game, West Ham, inspired keeper performance.
He was amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing. And also, their second choice, I don't know how that keeps happening to us, but I keep hearing these excuses of people saying, oh, yeah, but the keeper had a blinder. And I'm like, yeah, he did. Why are we letting him have a blinder? Why aren't we putting away some of these chances? I'm sick of hearing this mantra come back to me at, we're better, we're dropping points, but we're looking good, and the keeper had a blinder. No, there comes a point where you have to turn around and say, no, this team is underperforming terribly.
But he took a lot of chances with the team this time.
He did, to a degree.
Mkhitaryan was there.
He was there, but he didn't start.
No, but I'm just saying that he took chances that I hadn't seen him take.
Schweinsteiger on the bench was bizarre.
What was that even about?
No, I don't know. That was just proper weird.
Did Schweinsteiger threaten him? And by the way, that Mourinho send-off...
that was a bit unfair, I thought.
Unfair maybe, but I think it was also deliberate on his part.
You reckon?
Think he's trying to show passion because I think he thinks his job is at risk.
Okay, well, I will say in retort, then he's failing miserably.
Oh, wow.
There's a difference between passion and just being an idiot.
I know. Kick the water bottle.
Like what's... I get it. It was an annoying decision, but no, don't do that.
But I could... the ref didn't make such an awful decision.
No, it wasn't terrible.
Like, go off your brain.
No, exactly.
It wasn't required.
Yeah, it was... Anyway,
he needs to be angry at his players. His players are not putting away chances.
But not in public.
No.
Because he's already turned on his players in public. I don't understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. Also, his team selection. I mean, we watched... I don't know if you watched the game against Feyenoord in Europe. We were amazing. But we started with Mkhitaryan, we started with Mata, we started with Rooney, but, you know, he actually played really well. We started with Ibra. All of a sudden, they clicked. So what's the first thing Mourinho does? Drop half of that side. and change the formation a little bit around.
And my question: once he saw Mkhitaryan, does he see Mkhitaryan as a European specialist?
Maybe. I mean, I don't understand. I know he's a bit slight, but but
I think if he was going to do well, I think a team like West Ham, he could have done pretty okay against.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair to West Ham, they changed their...
Antonio had a good game, though.
Antonio is a great little player. Yeah. But they tweaked their formation in a really interesting way. Instead of playing that kind of what do we call it? That 3-4 kind of 2-1 that they'd been playing.
Yeah.
They switched to a 5-4-1 and really banked back. And Payet and Lanzini worked really hard in that game.
They
really
did.
hard
More
to
so
close.
than I've ever seen them.
Exactly. I was really impressed by that. And I thought, fair enough. They're shutting down channels well. This is a tough game for us, but we have game breakers in there. We should still be able to take those games away. He doesn't even put Martial on the bench.
Can you explain that? Is he still injured? Is it like some
No, he's not injured.
Lingering injury?
Mourinho came out and publicly said he's running out of chances. He actually publicly stated.
I don't agree with that. I think he's wrong. I think his call has been really wrong on Mkhitaryan and really wrong on Martial.
Really wrong on Luke Shaw.
I would have... Oh, my... The most wrong on Luke Shaw.
Yeah, exactly.
I was telling you before that I was on my flight back from Thailand.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to a United fan, and we had a really, really good discussion about Premier League, and, it's weird. We're supposed to have this hatred.
Yeah, and he's from Manchester.
He's from Manchester, yeah. But we had a really good conversation about it, and, he came and he says that Mourinho is absolutely a problem right now.
Yeah.
And that he's making clearly bad choices.
And making enemies from within the club.
And the first thing that he said was Luke Shaw. First thing, he said, we have the best left back
in the
country,
league. Yeah,
and he's not starting. You're playing Rojo, who is, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's
bad.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to go on a rant about Rojo.
Please do.
Okay, he might be a little bit athletic, and he might be okay at all that. He has the footballing brain of a League One player. When it's there to be cleared, what does he do? He tries to pass it out and puts the team in danger. When it's actually there to be passed out, all I see him is pump long balls into the channel. He has the intelligence of a newt. It's ridiculous. He should never, ever, ever be starting, even in League Cup games, for a team like Manchester United. Hell, I wouldn't give him to Sunderland. That's how crap he is.
But you'd give them Moyes.
Oh, yeah, they can have him. But
and you'd give them Rooney.
Yeah, definitely. But do you understand my point here? I mean, he should not be anywhere near that first team
he makes
ever.
He makes no sense.
Ever. He's short. He might be a bit quick, but he's reckless in a challenge. He doesn't understand how the game works. I don't even know how he got transferred to United.
I don't know what the principle is of his whole thing. Like, what is he actually playing at? I mean... this may go get too far.
Yeah,
I would take Moreno over Rojo, because at least Moreno
can
get into attacking positions and score goals and cross the ball. Yeah,
so would I.
I know that's a big call.
Yeah, it is.
But I think Moreno is better than Rojo, and you know how much I don't even want Moreno in my team.
I know, and I don't know how Rojo's starting at centre half. I mean,
what is that about?
I don't know. I get it. I mean, Smalling's injured. Fair enough. Bailey's injured. Fair enough.
I'd play Carrick there if I had to.
Hells yeah.
I'd play Carrick there if I got desperate.
We've got that young kid, Fosu-Mensah, just sitting there.
I bet you're missing Will Keane now.
Yeah, I loved Will Keane, man. Why did we sell him? It never made any sense to me at the time, let alone now.
Yeah.
But to be fair, that was part of Louis van Gaal's... I'm pretty sure the reason he bought Rojo is only because he was left-footed. And he was so obsessed with playing a left footer and a right footer at centre half for his symmetry of style that's the only reason he came into the team. Ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
Or as a wing-back, possibly. But even then, he's not good enough to play at wing-back because he's not attacking enough. Anyway, rant over on Rojo. Terrible player, should be sold immediately.
So United's got some problems. And I think, notwithstanding, individuals like Rojo, I think there's a mentality problem too. What I'm not seeing, there is a brittleness to United's approach to the game. A mental
brittleness.
That I've never seen.
No, I know, it's scary.
And I mean never.
Yeah.
I literally have never seen it. I was too young to remember United's other black periods.
Yeah.
I know about them, but I'm saying what I've actually seen, especially as a football fan, I've literally never seen it. When they were brand spanking new in the early, when the Premier League first started, and Fergie brought together this group of young kids.
Yeah. Well, that was his second great team, but
he still somehow managed to put that side into a winning mentality.
Yeah. Well, he had Cantona.
They never lost.
He had the ultimate winner. He had the guy that would sit
got
there for an
Pogba.
hour and a half.
He's got
Ibra.
Ibrahimovic.
I know. This is what's annoying me. I can't understand why, with the current United team, after 60 minutes, if they're not up, you can actually almost hear their brains going, well, it's just not going to be our day.
Yeah, you can
That's
see
not
it.
the attitude. But it's the attitude that somehow Mourinho's imposed upon them out of
Like,
nowhere.
oh, it's okay, guys. Don't worry.
But then we'll publicly slam them. It doesn't make any sense to me
What they
at
used to
all.
call it? The hairdryer.
Yeah,
The
old
hairdryer.
Fergie hairdryer.
The old Fergie hairdryer. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
In private.
Yeah.
Because Fergie would never bash his players
No.
publicly unless
Ever.
they did something.
Oh, if it was appalling,
like Yap
sure.
Stam, in his book or whatever, and he'd be like, well, see you later, champ.
Yeah.
And
But
even then,
again, he never even said anything about him. He
just
just
said
sold
goodbye.
him and moved on.
yeah. So I look at Mourinho, and he appears to be very weak now.
Yeah, he does at the moment.
He doesn't remind me of that strong-minded
Yeah.
personality.
Yeah, he's no longer the special one. He's the subpar one at the moment.
Well, one of the commentators made a good point, and they said that you look at the league now, and it's so full of personalities.
Yeah.
That he's not special like that anymore.
No, he's not.
You've got people like Klopp, who's an absolute
Yeah.
darling of the
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
Conte, who's still a darling of the
Yep.
league as well. People love Poch.
Yep.
Arsene is the gentleman.
Yeah, he's the elder statesman now.
People
of the
like
league.
people love Koeman.
Yeah.
There are these really likable, talented, spectacularly successful managers in this league now.
Yeah.
And it's no longer just him versus Fergie.
Yeah,
And some
with
Arsene
Arsene
Wenger.
thrown in. Yeah,
It's now, mate. You're not even on that radar.
yeah.
And he's lost his
And we
personality.
didn't even mention Pep, by the way.
No. Oh yeah, true. Sorry.
Yeah, but
And
I
Pep
know exactly
Guardiola.
what you mean. Like,
So I look at him and I say he's lost his mojo, and United seems literally the embodiment of his collapse as a manager.
It is. And he's trying to bring in this siege mentality when it's the last thing they actually need
They
at
don't
the
need
moment.
it because siege mentality identifies the fact that you're flawed
Yeah.
and you're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to notice their own problems.
Yeah, and it's amazing because he keeps coming out in the press and saying, this team's not good enough. He keeps leaking all these media reports. I need 3 more transfer windows to fix this team. And then he wonders why they're not performing. He's got real managerial
drops
problems.
Martial.
Yeah, he's got real...
Somebody
and
who's
publicly
good and
slams him.
Yeah, and needs the support.
And it really annoys me about Luke Shaw, really gives me the irrits, because he just came back from a year-long injury. He should have been eased back into the team, given a nice, the arm around the shoulder. Kid, it's going to be all right. You're 21. You're going to be the best left back in the world. We'll stick with you. Instead, he's hung him out to dry.
I'd take him any day of the week.
Exactly.
Any day of the
Everyone
week.
would.
Any
In
day of the
fact,
week.
Liverpool have been linked and it hasn't
Yeah.
been dismissed.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It hasn't been dismissed.
That's insanity. That's mental.
If we walked away with Luke Shaw,
dude,
I can actually tell you guys right now. I think the podcast might be over.
It'd be over. I would stop watching football, and B, I would never do this podcast again. It would be all over overnight. I'd just call you and I'd be like, hi, Simon Says. Yeah, we sold Luke Shaw to you guys. I'm never doing this podcast again. Still
Nice
love
knowing
you,
you.
but bye.
Nice knowing you. Then we'll have to have a crisis talk, crisis meeting. I'm going to have to stop Garfield from going to Manchester and killing
just
Mourinho.
killing him, yeah. And then I take Rooney out while I was there.
Yeah, you're like, well, I've got the shotgun.
Yeah, I'm here now.
I only used one shot. I killed him in one. He had just like I thought, there was no cement in this guy at all.
There was no spine.
No spine.
Yeah, the other
Lost
really...
your spine, eh? You just find new ways to disappoint me. Agnes.
The other thing, by the way, that really damns Mourinho, not just that it looks like his methods have been left behind by the modern age, but how quickly all of the other managers who've come into this league have adapted to it so quickly. Pep's done it really quickly. Klopp might have had a little bit longer, but he's adapted quickly. He's brought his team in quickly. And none of those guys, with the exception of Pep, have spent £100 million.
Yeah, I agree.
That's damning.
I totally agree.
Damning. Now,
It's amazing.
And I'm not saying sack him. I'm absolutely not saying
He
that.
spent nearly $100 million on one player.
I know. And he can't even get the best position out of him yet. Now, but again, I'm not saying sack him. It's still relatively early days. I'm actually happy enough to give him this season as long as he doesn't go...
Pardew?
Again, the podcast would be over.
You would be over.
Yeah, I would be. I'd be apoplectic.
Curry.
Yeah, it would just be terrible. Yeah. Seppuku. Yeah, I'm happy to give him time. I think he's got to work it out.
I mean, okay, we did this for.
He gets
for
2
Crystal
years.
Palace.
He gets 2 years.
Oh wow! No matter what the results,
I reckon he has to now, because where else do you turn? Where can you go after Mourinho?
you're Pardew. I told you.
Where can you realistically go after Mourinho?
Honestly, I would try and steal Koeman from Everton.
No, he's not doing well enough at the moment. I get it. I would steal Poch probably.
Poch. Oh god, that would be. Oh god, I hope not.
Yeah, I would. I'd try that. I'd go for
Mancini?
that. No.
No, he'd be available.
Yeah, but he's already been a City manager.
Ancelotti.
So. Yep, I'd go Ancelotti. Probably be sacked at the end of this season at Bayern with the way that's going.
Benitez.
Nope, not a chance in hell.
Then you got nothing. Okay, so United.
Laurent Blanc at a stretch.
So you've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Call it 7 games to the 3rd of January. Oh, let me go one more. Let me just take you to the 16th of January,
okay.
right?
Is that Liverpool?
When does the window? Yeah. When does the window shut?
31st.
Okay, well, so we'll leave it at there. We'll leave it at the 16th because by then you've got to kind of make your calls. There's one more game before that window shuts. This is your run of matches. You have Everton.
Yep.
Tottenham.
Yep.
Palace. Okay, you'll smash them.
We say that every week, though.
Yeah, but Palace.
Yeah, I know.
If there's anyone.
Yeah, we said that about... Anyway, yeah.
West Brom.
Yeah.
They'll be tough at home.
Yeah, but still. Well, that should be a banker.
Sunderland.
That should be a banker.
Middlesbrough.
Should be a banker.
West Ham, Liverpool. West Ham at home, though.
Always tough. Always tough.
That's where you want to play West Ham,
Yeah,
actually.
it is now. Yeah. The Olympic. I was about to say it would Upton Park, though, and then I'm like, oh, no, I don't have to worry about that.
And then Liverpool. Usually I'd say, well, you're at Old Trafford, so you should win it.
So we should, but...
But...
I think he'll actually at least press in that game. I think it'll... Anyway.
I actually think you guys are going to be...
If he parks the bus again...
Oh, yeah, but I think he will. Because I actually think he's too scared to attack Liverpool.
But there comes a point now where if he wants to save his managerial career properly at United,
that's the
United
game.
Would rather watch, United fans would rather watch him attack and lose 2-1 than sit back and defend a 0 or draw in the way that Mourinho only does 21% possession, and that's one of his other real problems there. Anyway, I mean, it's hard. He's got to get 2 years. And I would give him 2 years because where else do you go? I mean, where else can you turn?
A couple of bad results there and you might be in 7th.
Yeah.
Come that time.
Appalling.
That's really awful.
Then the only thing that can save you is a cup run. And even then, United fans aren't going to be happy. We don't care.
No, you don't care.
We don't care about the UEFA Cup. We barely care about the FA Cup anymore.
If you won the UEFA Cup, though...
That's a free Champions League spot.
Free Champions League.
Enough.
So you would take that.
You'd take it, but only for that. That's literally the only reason I'd take
Correct. And aside from that, you'd probably say, okay, great, we win an FA Cup or whatever. You win a treble, let's say. You win the League Cup, FA Cup.
The plastic treble.
Europa. The plastic treble. The one that Liverpool did.
Yeah, the plastic treble, yeah.
That just won't be enough.
No. It'd definitely be enough to save his job.
Correct, because at least you're in Champions League. Because that's the big concern right now. Because you're nowhere near those spots.
And that's 40 million straight off our balance sheets.
Yeah.
At the end of this season, if we don't make Champions League...
Do you know how important Europa League is becoming?
Yeah, it's becoming our key fixture for every week. If we get to the end of January and we're still 8 points off 4th... Forget the league. Just go after Europa.
Well, you're 10 points off 4th.
I know. That's what I mean. If we keep going this way... Anyway.
10 points? I don't know if that's assailable.
No, it's pretty hard.
I would say it's assailable normally.
Oh, I would say in this league this year... It can be assailable.
It can be, but those sides...
It's tough, it's going to be really tough. I mean, you've got to start beating all of those teams to make up
I can't see you doing that.
It's
problematic. You said it a few weeks back. You said, okay, you have a good match against Liverpool. You get the win.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, maybe you're even fortunate enough to, the mind games with Wenger and you beat Arsenal. Great. Yeah. Are you really going to beat also City and also
that's where
Chelsea
you run into problems.
and also Tottenham again and also pretty much anyone
and
else
Everton,
and Everton who could beat you on their day if Lukaku has a blinder and Southampton who knows?
Yep.
At what point do you start saying to yourself, "Oh, actually, I don't know if it's something we can do"?
No, I know.
Is it in your power?
And this is the other problem. I mean, look at the home bankers we've missed now. We missed Stoke at home, we've missed West Ham at home, and we've missed Burnley at home. Now, they might all be mid-ish table teams, but that's at Old Trafford. They're 3 games that you win and you bank on winning.
Yep, those are games that that's like what? There's 8 points there or 7 points that you lost there? Well, forget it.
Including the Arsenal game, that's 8 points off the board.
Suddenly, there you go. So 8 points off the board
You're 2 off 4th.
That's nothing.
Yeah,
in
all
this
of a
league,
sudden,
that is literally nothing. You beat Liverpool. Well, guess what? You've done it.
You've done it. Yeah. You're back in the 4.
Or you beat whoever the big
you're
teams
back in the
next.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, you're back in the 4.
But we're not. And this is the problem.
And you're not.
Anyway.
But you don't look like getting back there.
Not even close.
That's the problem.
I know. But look, as much as I just ragged on Mourinho a bit, I think he's still got time to change it, and he can change it. And this season's not a write-off yet, but he's got until Christmas. To
Definitely not a
fix
write-off.
this season, he's got until Christmas.
But you've lost touch.
If we haven't run into some real form by Christmas going into that Liverpool game on January 16, if we haven't got to it by then the season's going to be a write-off. And then we start to pick at the pieces.
I'll put it to you this way. If you get a right proper spanking at Old Trafford from Liverpool...
Oh, then he's in deep trouble.
There'll be some calls
words
to make.
Yeah. He still won't get sacked?
No, he won't get sacked, but I think he'll get a vote of confidence.
Yeah.
And he will...
There'll be a lot of
He'll
unrest.
be on notice.
There'll be a lot of unrest.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, no, you know what? I'll save it for the next podcast because we
Yeah.
should probably wrap this one up here.
Perfect.
Hey, by the way, thanks so much for joining us. If you want to ever get in contact with us, just go to our Facebook page. It's Studs Up. If you want to talk to me about my United rant that I just went on, if you want to say anything to Simon Says, just go on there. Or you can always find our website. It's studsup-football.